Hey guys, it's Dave here from CigarNoise TV, and tonight we're going to be reviewing the Cavatina by Emilio Cigars. It's produced at Fabrica Oveja Negra in Esteli, Nicaragua. That's James Brown's factory with Black Label Trading Company and Blackworks Studios. What do I know about this cigar? Not much. James talked about it with us 2 nights ago in his meet and greet, and we did an episode with him at CigarNoise TV. And he said it was a softer side of things. It had a floral note in some of the Esteli filler tobacco. So I'm really curious to get to try this thing tonight and review it for you guys. But Cavatina, from what I understand from Wikipedia at least, it's like a short song or like a one-note thing. It doesn't sound like it's going to be pleasing, and I've got a feeling it's a fallacy, maybe an oxymoron of sorts. Because for everything I've heard about this cigar it's fantastic. About half an inch into the Cavatina, and so far I'm really impressed. There are a lot of flavors going on. It's very complex. It's very rich. It's soft and mild on the palate, but the flavor profile is not mild. It's a solid medium plus. There's a lot of depth to it. Early on, it feels like springtime. That's kind of the best way I can describe it. There's an earthy, creamy core, and you've got almost a grassy sensation, some honeysuckles, maybe a little bit of like kind of the woodsy feeling, reminiscent of smells. But at this point, I had to press record because there are floral sensations in here, but not what I was expecting when James said floral initially. Usually I think of floral as kind of the petals, like the Romeo and Julieta añejados. That to me was very floral. It smelled like it had flavors like smelling flowers themselves. This to me is floral, like cutting stems. Like when you go to the florist and they're preparing things for Valentine's Day. That to me is the type of floral this has, and it's really, I say unique. I don't know if I've really had this type of flavor before. And then it finishes in kind of like a peppery poof, and then you have a lot of citrus just kind of lingering at the very, very end. Here, I'm still getting a lot of the same mouthfeel flavors, but the retrohale is becoming much more reminiscent of that springtime quality from before. The flowers, like the stem type flavors are opening up some more as well. But the finish is noticeably different. Now we're getting roasted meats, still a little bit of pepper, but not very much. A little bit of mint that comes in every now and then, and some cocoa powder just right on top of that finish. The finish is where most of the action is in this particular cigar, which, is also new territory for me. The smoke itself is velvety smooth. I mean, it's just, that in itself is a characteristic that I really appreciate. And we're back with Emilio Cigars Cavatina. We're in the second third now, and we're getting a lot of the same flavors from the very beginning, but it's different now. We're still getting a lot of cream. The earth, instead of being kind of tangible earth, is now subsiding. The cream is rising to the top. A little bit of oils are sticking to the roof of my mouth. And the finish continues to be the driving force in this cigar. It's a long, lingering finish, but at the very end, a pop of like citrus or mint or something along those lines. It kind of flip-flops. It comes in and cleans up the palate. It feels very refreshing. It feels fancy. It's kind of like one of those restaurants where they serve lemon ice cream in between courses. It's phenomenal. Cavatina means a song of short or simple character. Normally I'd be concerned, and I was before, but even though the flavors aren't changing, they don't have a lot of, transition complexity. It's not going from A to B. They're flushing themselves out in different ways, and it's not boring in the least. All right, so we're back with the Emilio Cavatina. We're in the last third, and now we're seeing the first real transitions of flavor. Before, we were getting a little bit of milk chocolate, a little bit of dark chocolate at times, but now that's pretty much the dominating factor at this point in the game. There are some vegetal undertones. There's a little bit of cherry, kind of like a soft, subdued cherry notes that run through every now and then. But chocolate is very much rising to the top at this point. Unless things change again, we're probably going to roll right into the pros and cons. The finish. There are so many nuances that go on inside the finish of the cigar that it's just incredible. And it's not very often that you have a long finished cigar that has that really palate cleansing effect. And don't let this gentle beauty fool you either, because my head is swimming right now. The draw. For me, I can't get past a cigar that has a tight draw. And while this didn't have that McDonald's milkshake, vein popping out on your forehead type draw, it was enough that I felt like I had to worry about it, even though there wasn't anything to worry about.